pressure coming. Picked up. Romo tries to slide down the pocket. Chased down from behind. Romo is slow to get up.
And that is the worst possible sign that any Cowboy fan watching could ever see. Tony Romo is so good at getting rid of the ball. A rare pressure here from Seattle, bringing KJ Wright. That's clean. That's Cliff Averill coming from the backside. He's going for the ball. You know about the collarbone that was repaired this offseason, the plate put in there. But he reached immediately for that back that has been tremendously problematic for Tony Romo as well. That is a devastating sight right now for a Dallas Cowboy fan.
All right, Tony Romo now out of the game. Dak Prescott now in. The good news is we saw Romo walk off on his own power.
Yeah, this just looks like a hit from behind. And I know that the coaching point is going to be, Tony, you just got to find a way to get rid of the ball. And a guy that suffered with some low back injuries along with that collarbone, you see him reach immediately. And that's 255 pounds of Cliff Averill, and it's always that guy you don't see. Usually you feel that in those quarterbacks, especially Tony.
Elliott again. First down and more. Cam Chancellor stops him. And on Elliott, first down. Spinning out of the arm from Cam Chancellor inside the 20. 7 carries, 48 yards for Elliott, who's out of the game now. Prescott in the pocket, over the middle, underthrown, and still caught by Jason Witten.
Welcome to Enough of the BS podcast. It is the Cowboys Nation edition. That's right. This show is going to be about nothing but the one and only Dallas Cowboys. What's going on, everybody? I hope you had a wonderful week. I hope it's doing a little better after that game last night, which we're going to get into. But I just wanted to welcome my family. And yes, I do consider you guys family. Wanted to thank those out there, especially South Carolina, that's always tuning in, but also wanted to thank Charlotte, Cali, Houston, Beaufort, El Paso, Texas, New Jersey, and also my faithful listeners out there in Germany. And we picked up 2 more countries this week with the Cowboy Nation. We picked up Ukraine and Mexico. So, hola. ¿Cómo estás? That's all I got. I wish I had more for you guys, but my Spanish sucks. But I just wanted to thank you guys for tuning in. As I mentioned before, you guys are now considered my family. So, welcome aboard. Anyways, thank you all for listening, however, wherever you may be listening. And definitely thank you, Spreaker, iHeart, and iTunes, for giving me an opportunity to pretty much host my show. Once again, my name is Tyler Butler. I am pretty much the co-host for Enough of the BS podcast that you can catch on iTunes or iHeart. With me and my brother Josh discussing a array of topics, but this is the Cowboys edition. So we're going to be talking nothing but Dallas Cowboys. And this is episode 2. Episode 1 was just a introduction, get you, the listeners, used to me. We went ahead and recapped the offseason, free agent moves, draft picks, etc., etc. But now we are into the preseason game, and I'm going to go ahead and break down some of those for you guys. Well, I mean, you heard the sound bite. Tony Romo went down. Gave us all the scare of our life last night. I'm sure some of you guys got a stomach ache from that. Many of you could have had some loose bowels. No, that's okay. That is all right. If you had to go up in the middle of the night and change your underwear because Tony Romo went down again, I totally understand. I feel your pain. I am a Cowboys fan, guys. We're all in this together. We're all changing dirty draws at the exact same time because I know, excuse my language, when Romo went down, it probably scared the shit out of you. It sure as hell did me. But Now, my initial reaction and thought was, man, holy monkey balls, I cannot believe this crap is happening again. We just went through this last year. That's how I just started my first podcast off, with pretty much a soundbite of how Tony Romo went down. Then my second thought was, God must really hate the Cowboys. What did we do? I said a couple of prayers. I was like, Jesus, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Don't take it out on me. Take it out on the 49er fans. Philadelphia Eagles fans. I know you're taking it out on the Giants fans, because I'm looking at all these Odell Beckham videos running around YouTube and popping up on Facebook. Giants fans, Cowboy fans who know Giants fans, you guys might want to reach out, or you might want to just sit back and laugh at it like I'm doing. But Odell Beckham right now is Odell Beckham is yeah, back to the Cowboys. So my third thought was, well, if Romo is down, that means we get to see more of Dak Prescott, which could be a good thing because he's been lighting it up so far here in the preseason. Now, it was very, very wise for Jason Garrett not to put Tony back in the game, even though he wanted to. He came back, threw a couple of balls on the sideline, definitely wanted to go back into the game. But if you guys really, really think about it, for the first time in Tony Romo's career, he knows he could lose his job if he doesn't step up and perform. I mean, think about it, Cowboys Nation. Like, when has Tony Romo ever had pressure from a backup quarterback? Like, ever? How about this? I'll wait. You guys let me know. Can't think of it? Yeah, that's because the answer is Neverary the 8th. He's never had to look over his shoulders, ever. And I think right now, Prescott is putting a little heat on him. The kid is performing in the preseason. He's looking good, getting a lot of buzz, a lot of praise, a lot of coaches. There was a quote that came from Adam Schefter saying that someone told him a rookie shouldn't be looking like that. You think Tony Romo is not listening to that? He absolutely hears it. And, in the team, they seem to really love playing with Dak. Dez loves him. Tweeted out that he was live tweeting the other day. I don't know if you guys followed that, but I thought it was awesome doing the game. The O-line respects the kid. The coaching staff, really coveted him because they coached him during the Senior Bowl. So, so with Tony, him and his paper mache body and his age, he finally has some heat behind him. Now, that could be, like really, really positive for us. Usually when a veteran QB know that they're almost on their way completely out the door, they seem to step it up just a smidge. So maybe Tony's going to show us something that, we wouldn't expect it. But time is ticking. Tick-tock, Tony. As well as money. And right now, Prescott is smelling like $1 million. Say what you want to say. It's only been 3 preseason games. That defense last night was maybe one of the best Ds he might see all season. Call it vanilla. Call it what you want. Seattle doesn't know what vanilla means. They come to play, period. And the kid put up stats. Put up pretty good stats again. So, Tony and the staff, they tried to downplay the injury after the game, but, what in the hell else was he supposed to say? In this game of the NFL, you can lose your job, like, in a blink of an eye, within seconds. You are one Drew Bledsoe away from a Tom Brady. you don't perform in this league, you can absolutely lose your job in a heartbeat. Now, I don't think Tony's job is necessarily in jeopardy. I do think it's safe because, you know, Jerry and Jason, they really, really love Tony Romo. And Tony, think about it, guys. The year before last, when DeMarco was running through defenses, Tony was kind of putting up MVP statistics. And a lot of those games were fourth quarter comebacks due to Tony Romo making up for a DeMarco Murray fumble. Tony, I haven't lost faith in Tony. He has to stay on the field somehow. But you know, he's safe. He's the face of the franchise. And guys, if you guys hear a little static, I'm sorry, I'm out here recording in the car. It is lightning, so this might be my last podcast. Just want to give you guys a pre-warning, just in case your music stops. I stop talking. I'm probably dead. But we're going to try to get this knocked out before I get struck by lightning. Anyways, so Tony Romo, he's the face of the franchise, but I've talked to, you know, numerous fans over the past week through emails. Once again, you can email me at podcastingbs@gmail.com. That's podcastingbs@gmail.com. I would love to hear you guys' feedback, especially the listeners in Mexico and Germany, because you guys are, you know, on the outside. Love to hear from you. Hit me up. But I mean, a lot of the fans, they're ready to dump Romo and pretty much move on with this nightmare. But listen when I tell you guys. Please listen. And I'm going to turn the music down. We are not winning anything without Romo. We're not. I know how Dak is looking in the preseason and all that. Guys, we're not going anywhere without Tony. We need him healthy and ready to rock. But he controls the offense, man. And it starts with a running game. And with what we have in place within our running game, you're going to see the Tony Romo from the year before last. You're going to see it. Tony's not a dumb quarterback. He makes dumb mistakes at times, but it's mostly trying to make plays. He overthinks it. I've seen a lot of maturity out of Tony Romo these last few years. Tony, I'm telling you guys, we got to rock with him, man. He's our only hope. He's our only hope. The rapport that he has with Dez and Jason Witten is second to none. Dak will come along. Dak is the future. Him and Zeke. Let's go ahead and get to Zeke, by the way. So speaking of the running game, Zeke is a freaking animal. Did you see him truck Cam ass? He trucked him twice. Not once, but twice. Put him on his heels. I love it. But, I mean, realistically, that style of running kind of concerns me a little bit, though. DeMarco was the exact same way, but DeMarco couldn't stay on the field. Constantly was nicked up. Sometimes you got to know when the play is over. I do like my running backs fighting for extra yards. I do like that. But, man, you can't. Zeke goes, just like DeMarco, they go to look and deliver the blow, not take the blow. But a lot of those can put you on the sideline. So I just want them to be a little bit more careful. And we'll see as the season go along. I know Cam said that if it was a real game, it would have been a bloodbath. Because they would have tried to kill him. Or, you never know. Maybe it would have been the other way around. Cam could have been on his back a couple more times.